Success Studios. We are doing the community voice acting panel, obviously. My name is Wildcard.
Boo! Good response. Good response.
Thanks for
Always
going.
one.
No problem. All right. I do a lot of fan voice acting for Shining Armor fandom. A couple original things.
Twiley! You know how much I love corn dogs, Twiley!
Thanks, that was my only claim to fame. But I'm a freelance voice actor outside of that. I do commercials out in Pittsburgh, PA, and plan on moving to do more lucrative work.
Sure. I'm Rev. I primarily do Discord stuff. He and I sometimes do live streams where we are our characters, but inebriated.
It's called Pony and Pine. Look it up.
It is really hard to follow you saying that you voice act Discord inebriated. Hi, I'm Meredith. I have mostly done Twilight Sparkle and Fluttershy for the fandom. Somebody likes me. I started out doing Twilight Sparkle and Fighting is Magic, and then I've done Fluttershy for a lot of stuff. Snowdrop, I voiced Snowdrop. But on top of that,
I wish you were really blind.
Okay. Well, until the later panels, okay?
Wow. We know that you drink to forget your sins.
Okay, I'm gonna shut them up now. But I also do a lot of different voice work for commercials and stuff. Just like Wild does, I do a lot of commercial work, mostly at home, online. So I do have a lot of experience finding work without actually going out and finding an agent. So if anybody has questions about that, I might be able to help with that. But let's go to Spencer.
Hi. I don't know why I'm here. No. I'm Spencer Moran, also known as Charlemagne. I've done voices for the fandom in the past, most unnotably Donut Steel. Yeah. And that's about my only thing to say.
So basically we have two parts of this panel for you. We are going to have a Q&A. So if anybody has any questions, definitely think of those because we will be here to answer them. But we also have an interactive portion. Which part do we want to do first, do you think?
I kind of really want to judge these guys now.
Okay, so we want to do the interactive portion first. So basically how it's going to work. We will pick a volunteer from the audience. There is apparently a roaming microphone, so we'll be able to use that. We have different characters. We've used ponies that might not necessarily have voices, or at least well-known voices, so nothing like, you're not going to be like trying to imitate anyone. You are going to be coming up with a voice all your own. We're not asking you to imitate Fluttershy. The audience will give us character traits. They can relate to the picture of the pony, they cannot relate to the picture of the pony, because when you go into an audition, you're just going to get like a few different traits, maybe a picture if you're lucky, and you've got to invent a voice entirely on that. So you guys are going to help invent the voice that the volunteer will make. We, as the directors, will give you specific directing instructions to show you guys a variety of things that could happen during a real audition. You will audition, and then we will give feedback. Potentially. So, all right. So, who would like to go first?
Well, don't raise your hands all at once now.
So we've got all of you. So divide up into districts. We're doing Hunger Games.
We'll go down the line.
Pass the mic around and we'll fight to the death.
You get to pick the first victim.
Oh man, this is good. Okay. Right there.
Yeah.
So you can read your lines. They're going to be up on that.
Yeah. So what's your name?
Turn on the mics, guys.
That would be helpful.
I don't know his name.
It is on.
Is on.
There you go.
Sorry. My name's Mel.
Mel.
Mel,
Nice to meet you,
nice.
Mel. Okay, so this is your character. Look on the screen. But remember, hoity-toity and obnoxious. Okay.
Oh, yes, absolutely fantastic.
Green. Loud. Okay. Give me. Should we do an accent for this one or later?
We'll do that later.
Okay, accent later. So we'll do one more trait. Purple hair. Smoker mom. Okay. All right. So
You guys are going hard mode fast.
this is lemon chiffon, the loud, obnoxious, hoity-toity smoker mom.
She's not allowed to look.
And this is pretty much all you would be getting in an audition. You're going to be getting a few character traits, the picture, the name, and nothing else. So you're going to have to invent a voice based on those 4 traits.
Now, before you start, what do you usually do when you audition? You usually get a slate, which is basically your name and what you're auditioning for. So tell me your name and what's
Lemon chiffon.
that name. Your name and then that name and then go ahead.
My name is Mel, and I will be auditioning for Lemon Chiffon.
Very good.
So these are the 3 lines that you will be auditioning for right there on the screen.
This is called a cold read. You have no prior knowledge to the script. Just do it.
Okay. Go.
Go ahead.
Okay. I just don't know if I'm wrong. I don't want to be Dragon Lord or Dragon Toast, and I stopped blowing, so let's sneak out of here. Now I gotta go find a trombone.
Alright, that was good. Forgot one thing to the smoker voice, which is like, hey, Rocco. Like, yeah. So next time, when your second read, do that. Do one more of those reads, and then we'll move on to the next one.
I just don't know it went wrong. I don't want to be Dragon Lord or Dragon Toast. And I stopped blowing. So let's sneak out of here. Now I gotta go find a trombone.
Very, very good.
Okay, you guys had any notes?
My only note would be very good that adding in that smoker voice in the second one, you adapt it, which is really good because sometimes you're going to have directors who are like, I really like this way. Can you try it this way just to see? So it was good that you were able to adapt. I would just work on characterization. That's really the only thing, and that's just going to take practice and finding your own voice. Okay. Thank you, Tony.
They're the mic person now.
Yay! This is Travis. He's one of our preview artists. So
He's great. He's great.
all right,
Oh,
so
you're being
you get to pick
Next
the next one.
chopping block. You in the blue shirt right there. Noted.
Yeah, that was
Well, yep. There.
Want to explain
There you
some
go.
character traits that they're wearing?
Oh, this should be interesting. Oh, your character is blue, so. No, it's different. So this is your character. And we need some character traits. Purple and yellow. Rough, okay. Yes, you. Brooklyn Barber. A rough Brooklyn Barber. Let's get one more, what do you think?
Rarity.
Italian. Italian Brooklyn. And then, did you have one too? Loud and
Loud and
low.
low.
Okay. So you are going to be voicing comb over, a loud and low Brooklyn Italian barber.
Good luck.
And we have specific instructions for her on this?
Again, you slate your name and the name of the character. One thing I found that some casting directors like to do is read it as the character. Like if you were doing this guy.
Oh, comb over.
comb over and I'm gonna read for this bit. Okay, here we go. And like you would do something like that. And then say your name. I didn't say my name. I screwed up. So real professional on mine. Yeah, so your name and the name of the character. And
Those are your lines.
My name is Karen, and I'm auditioning for Cobra. You know what? I'm not going to speak to them ever again, and I'm not going to invite them to another party for as long as I live. I'd like to be a tree. This is the most daring dare anybody ever did another pony to dare.
I liked how you split up the sentences a bit. You like get some dynamic reading, which is where you kind of give more words and more emphasis. What I want you to do this time is something called an ABC take, which is where you do one line 3 times in different intonation, different acting. So do that first line, do one read in a particular way, do the second in another way, and do the third in another way.
So you want an A take, a B take, and a C take. You want an A take, a B take, and a C take. You want an A take, a B take, and a C take. So that's how it looks.
Different emotions, inflections, putting it into it.
You know what? I'm not going to speak to them ever again. And I'm not going to invite them to another party for as long as I live. You know what? I'm not going to speak to them ever again. And I'm not going to invite them to another party as long as I live. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to speak to them ever again, and I'm not going to invite them to another party as long as I live.
That was fantastic. That was great.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
True voice actor now.
My guy.
That's
If I were to give any notes, the only thing is you were great with like dynamics in your body moving around. The only thing is when you're recording for voiceover, the microphone is completely still and you have to remain the same distance away from it. You were great in your animations, loved the way you moved around, but you have to stay still, unfortunately. So that's the only thing.
A rule of thumb with mics is usually about 6 inches. So that was really bad. But that's the general thing for the condenser mics.
Make a shaka. That's all.
And for streaming, it's
Yes. Yeah.
All right, who's next? Oh, I get to pick this time. Oh, crud. Oh, I'm gonna disappoint people. Crud. All right, blue shirt, very wear the hat.
Yes, yeah.
picking from the right side.
We have one.
We'll be from the left next time.
Who sucks?
Hey!
You better watch your step, Buster, or I'll give you the stare.
Alright. So this
Got my eye on it.
A little bit close over here.
yeah, you're gonna wanna come over this way just a bit.
Don't stand right in front of the speaker there.
Sorry.
Otherwise, it's gonna do the ringy thingy. That's called feedback. Okay.
Alright, so this is your character.
Alright, for this guy, let's do something fun. Because sometimes characters are going to have personalities completely different from the way they look. Give me some personality traits that you would not expect from this
A
guy.
good example is Stephen Madden.
Yeah.
Alright, blue shirt. Sunshine and lollipops. Yes.
Also rainbows?
Very high voice. Very back with the baseball cap. Oh, I'm sorry. Bye. What? Rush?
Russian. Wow. Okay.
Russian.
So a high-pitched Russian.
And one more in the very back with the Russian Pee Wee Herman-esque pony with a high voice who really enjoys sunshine and lollipops.
I am so sorry it turned out that way.
I'm not.
That's rough.
I'm blaming Canada for this. Blame Canada. Blame Canada. Sorry to all Canadians in the audience or who's watching this. Sorry.
So here are your lines.
Go ahead and slate.
Don't forget to slate. Don't forget your name and the character's name, okay?
Name the character's name before you start.
Okay, I'm Anna, and I'll be playing Kratos. I don't know.
You're gonna say Kratos.
Yes, it's Kratos. Fine, I'm guilty. I wear false eyelashes. Oh, and I took a bit of the cake. The shape is fine. Just make the whole thing, a big horror. 20% cooler. I really don't know how Russian sounds, so I'm just winging it.
You're okay. Keep going.
Okay. You can't hate her that says, "Welcome, Princess Celeste. Take it down the dragon." That, to me, like I was just pretty much exaggerating, making like a more gay sounding American char from Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge. That's what it kind of sounds like to me.
We're keeping secrets, are we?
Yes. Hey, I hear you. I'll use this there.
Well, hold on, we're figuring out if we're gonna cast you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm making an audio drama, and I won't cast you.
Okay, so the first reading was good. Maybe just take out that gravelly bit.
To me, I thought some Russians kind of have that little...
Some of them do, but the accent is a bit more about taking the vowels and the
Why do you sound like the Godfather?
What now?
Why do you sound like the Godfather?
Oh, no. If you want to sound like the
He has a thick accent.
Okay, so just try it again. Take it a little bit higher if you can. Take out the gravel.
So you want me to break my voice? Okay. Fine, I'm guilty. I wear false eyelashes. Oh, and I took a bite of the cake. The shape is fine. Just make the whole thing, cooler. It needs to be about 20% cooler. You get something about banner that says "Welcome, Princess Celeste." Take it down and try again.
All right.
All right, we're gonna try one more thing before you go. We're gonna do a series. This is one line over and over and over and over again until I tell you to stop.
Do I have to do the same voice or do I do?
You can try something different, but I mean, you gotta stick with what they told you.
Yay.
This is because a director might not know exactly how they want the line to be said, so just try it as many different ways as you can possibly think of.
Different ways, so I can try to use my many character impressions.
You can do whatever you want, but do try and stick at least to the base of what the character is. It's a high-pitched, loves lollipops and rainbows.
Okay, so that means Fluttershy and apples when Lisa Simpson.
And at least do one of the Russian. You have to at least do one of what the
Try
I'll try to
Russian Fluttershy.
I'll try to do Anastasia.
I just don't know
All right.
what they wrong.
I just don't know what the wrong.
Why don't you take that first line and do a series?
Oh, what? I just don't know what went wrong.
No.
Fine, I'm guilty. I wear false eyelashes. Oh, and I took a bite of the cake.
Keep going. Keep going.
Fine, I'm guilty. I wear false eyelashes. Oh, and I took a bite of the cake. Bart, fine, I'm guilty. I wear false eyelashes. Oh, and I took a bite of the cake. I hope you don't mind.
One more.
Hey, I'm guilty. I wear false eyelashes. Oh, and I took a bite of the cake.
Okay, stop.
No,
Thank you.
hair done.
Sorry, Travis. All right, Spencer, you pick the next one.
Oh, boy. Who do I want to pick? You and the wizard hat. Thank you very much.
Sorry to lose the mic.
All right. So this is your character,
What am I?
and yeah, the picture.
The image is gone.
The
Oh,
image-
it's up in the next one.
Yeah, it's up on the next one. So I'm just gonna skip ahead. There you go.
Alright, so what's Honey Drop like? Awesome. You with the beard right there. Yes, you.
He's got a mask very, very cool.
Thank you very much. I can manage that.
What about you, sweet pea in the pink shirt? What does Honey Drop like? You. She has a high-pitched voice. Sounds
I say
good.
it's deep voice. Sometimes I do.
Fluctuate between both.
Hey.
There.
What about you? Both of you can go. Sweet and sassy.
Bubbly.
Southern and bubbly. Okay.
Okay.
So we've got a character that is southern, sassy, bubbly, and their voice often fluctuates between deep and high pitched. So it kind of sounds like she might be going through puberty.
This is like CrossFit for voice acting.
Have fun with that. Well, I signed up for this.
Don't forget your slate.
Your name and the character.
Hello, my name's Greg. I'll be reading for Honey Drop. And I have no idea what I'm doing here, so.
Do you have any voice actors?
Never apologize when you can die. What the hell is that? Sorry.
Sorry.
Never apologize when you can criticize. You may act like a grumbly griffin, but inside you're gracious and great. All servants of Queen Chrysalis found in these woods must be destroyed.
Quick thing to know. At the beginning, you said the line, you kind of messed it up. That's totally okay. That happens all the time. What you do is you might say just, oh, sorry, or you don't even have to say that. Just start over at the beginning of the line. Just start over. They understand it happens all the time. So
And make sure you give a couple seconds of space between that, because they might actually use one of the takes that you did mess up on, and they don't want, oh, sorry, and then going into that take, because then that takes full up. So go ahead. This time we're going to do something called a wild take, which is just go. No slate, just keep going until we tell you to stop everything.
All right then.
All the lights.
Yep.
Never apologize when you can criticize. You may act like a grumbly griffin, but I know you're gracious and great.
sorry. Don't worry about it.
All servants of Queen Chrysalis found in these woods must be destroyed. Never apologize when you can criticize. You may act like a gruff, grumbling griffin, but inside, you're gracious and great. All servants of Queen Chrysalis found in these woods must be destroyed.
Keep going.
Never apologize when you can criticize. You may act like a gruff, grumbling griffin, but inside you're gracious and great. All servants of Queen Chrysalis found in these here woods must be destroyed.
All right, good. Mike guy.
Let's see who's next. Should I pick one? Oh no, we're fine on time. Somebody is volunteering you for you, or do you actually want to go? Okay, okay, you go ahead. Come on up.
Hi.
Yep.
Yep. That's why you don't stand in front of
The speaker. Sometimes the
That's probably
the reader. This is your character.
Oh!
Let's get some personality traits for him. Let's pick.
You there with the brown horn. Yeah. Shy and demure. All right.
Would you pick one?
You sure.
Very bad.
Very bad.
Good. I like that.
Very good. Yellow Fluttershy hat. He's got a bad cold.
Yeah, the
Let's
list.
do one more. What about you, Steve? Western accent.
Bad cold list. Western accent.
This is like the hardest thing.
You will very rarely get direction that is that difficult to pull off.
Yeah, this is ridiculously hard.
What are the traits again one more time? Okay, so he's shy and demure. He's got a bad cold and a lisp. And he's got a Western accent. Okay.
These are your lines. And don't forget your slates.
I'm true, and I am auditioning for Sourpuss. Oh wait! Oh no, I know how to call a chicken. Scootaloo! Scootaloo! Out of all things that could happen, this is the worst possible. I'm working on a B-type dance, and I was hoping you could help me.
All right.
Very good.
So something that we should have counted on is air puffs into the microphone. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's not your fault.
It's Air's fault.
Yes, it is your fault. So there are some consonants, sometimes with coughs, like it'll cause a little puff of air to go in the mic, like with E. Hear that? That's what pop filters are for. You put a pop filter in front of it, it stops it going. You don't have a pop filter, so what you can do is put your finger like this, like look at me, like you're shushing somebody. So when you, it's not as bad.
Also, if you're trying to play a sick character, you don't always have to go into like the really big hacks unless it's noted in the script. So instead, what you can do is just a sniffle.
You kind of sound like this.
You can make yourself sound stuffy, and then occasionally you can add a or a like that.
So congested is a good way.
Yeah, congested. I mean, and that's a good way to get around the whole.
Because that's also going to throw your voice out.
It is going to throw your voice out. Anything that's straining your vocal cords, especially if you're not properly warmed up, that's going to mess with your throat. And it's a muscle. You have to exercise it just like any other muscle.
And you can feel fine about it for the first 5-10 minutes, but when you're recording for 2 hours straight,
Or 8 if you work in the video game industry.
yes.
So
right.
you just got to think of creative ways around it.
What do you have for?
The main note I had was there was no lisp. That's okay.
It's okay. You had so many.
Don't
You
beat
had
yourself
so
up.
many traits.
Yeah, it's a lot to, take it. Basically, just what they said, but do a lisp. And I'm going to go ahead and ask you to do the ABC take on that first one. That is the same line 3 times and do intonation, acting, etc. So go ahead whenever you're ready. Remember to do your slate.
True, auditioning for Sourpuss.
Go ahead.
Oh, wait. Now I know how to call it chicken. Scootaloo. Scootaloo. Oh, wait. Now I know how to call it chicken. Scootaloo. Scootaloo. Oh, wait. Now I know how to call it chicken. Scootaloo. Scootaloo.
All right.
All right.
Very good.
Taking direction is a extremely important part of voiceover.
Yeah.
Being flexible. do not try to fight the director if he asks you or she asks you to do something.
No.
You lose. That is a good way to lose the gig, and for that director to go to other directors and be like, that person's inflexible to not work with them.
Yeah, even just arguing briefly with them, being like, well, I thought it would be like that, that could be enough to lose the
Because
job.
the writer could be there too, and the writer
Yeah.
might already have an idea of what they want.
And if you take off the writer,
You're done.
that's not
That's
good.
it, game over.
Says a
Yes.
writer.
You'll be a character, but you won't be voicing it.
Yeah, we have one more. And we're gonna.
Just throw something in the crowd, whatever it is.
Okay.
No. That's hard. You know what? You jumping up and down. Yes. If you guys want to try voice acting for yourself, you know, this is a great way to practice, looking up different character pictures, trying to come up with your own voices, trying not to learn how to imitate. So doing practice rounds just like this will be enough to help you out. All right, so what's your name?
My name's Molly.
Molly. Nice to meet you. This is your character. I'm sorry, you were just so eager. I was like, yeah, you kind of have to do it. So do we have some character traits? Yes. High pitched and squeaky. There you go. So yeah, it'll work with your range. So they're going a little easy on you. What about purple ears and blue wings? Manhattan accent. Okay. You guys want to take a couple?
Mr. Applejack Plushy over there.
Likes Italian music.
Okay.
Okay.
One more trick.
Everything from opera to rhythm. No.
Acapella.
Likes acapella music?
Oh,
Okay.
like, okay.
Okay, so let's get one more. Green shirt, very back. Egotistical.
That's a good one.
So, I should go.
Okay. You've got a high-pitched, loves Italian music and acapella music. Very egotistical, and there was one more, right? Manhattan accent. Yes. So this is your character. Don't forget your slate. You say your name, and then you say the character's name.
My name's Molly, and I'm the groom C.
All right, go ahead.
I know.
Oh, I know those
Very good. Yep, good. Keep going.
sorry,
It's okay.
invitational signs look like a pile-on mishmash of everything but in the kitchen sink. Spare me your sentimental nonsense. I gave these ponies real friendship, and they can never have it otherwise. Huh? I'm pancake. I mean, awake.
So, the good thing to learn, if you don't know how to pronounce a word or you don't know what that word is amateurish.
Oh.
So just go ahead and ask before you start reading. It's totally okay. Don't worry about it. It happens all the time. Trust me.
There's no shame in asking.
Imagine that you're reading something from Lord of the Rings and having to read all those names. You're probably not going to know how to pronounce all of them, but the director will. So that's why you just ask. You're just like, hey, what the heck is this? And they'll be like, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah.
We probably should have translated Manhattan to New York. It's a New York.
Okay, I thought that was. I wasn't sure if it was a New York accent or not.
It's okay.
I was nervous about doing a New York accent.
No, you're good. New York, I'm not very good at accents at all. That's something I'm working on right now, so I totally get it.
I can do accents really good. I've done plenty of theater.
Very good. And that's a great place to start is just doing theater, local workshops.
Do you do any singing?
I actually go to a private singing class.
Good.
myself.
Very good. Because singing is really a really good place to start learning the musicality of how voice acting goes. A lot of voice actors are also singers, so that's a really good thing to start off with.
And you're starting doing acting, which is really important.
Yes.
I know that this is something that every voice actor says at every single panel, but it's not about imitation. It's about how well you can act. So going into those theater classes, acting on live film, doing anything like that is going to help you with voiceover a lot more than just trying to imitate Bugs Bunny all day.
Yep.
Actually, right now I'm in acting class.
Yep.
But today I couldn't come because I'm here.
Right. Yep.
That's okay, you're getting acting class right
You're
now.
getting acting class right now.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it was this one. I think it was Bob Bergen, who's a voice of a ton of Looney Tunes guys. Like right now, he says there's a dime a dozen people who can say, "What's up, Doc? You're despicable." There's only so many people who can read Shakespeare in Looney Tunes voices, and that's how you know you can do a character.
Also a good way to practice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Reading Shakespeare into the kind of voice.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do it again.
I forgot what the word is. What?
Amateur.
Amateur.
Well, we could
Oh, change.
we could just do the last 2 lines if you want.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure, why not?
Did you have a specific thing that you wanted to do with her?
Nope,
Okay.
just go ahead.
I have a specific thing that I want to do with her. If that's okay.
Yep.
So we're gonna do the second line, and you're going to do it exactly how they've told you to do it, New York accent, high pitch. But I'm gonna give you instructions after that, okay? Okay. So go ahead.
Your slate, your name, and then the character.
Hi, my name is Molly, and I'm auditioning for Group Z.
Okay, we're live. Go ahead.
Spare me your sentimental nonsense. I gave these ponies real friendship, and they could never have it otherwise.
Can you go higher?
I'll
Go
try
ahead.
going higher.
Yep. Go higher.
Spare me your sentimental nonsense. I gave these ponies friendship, and that they could never have otherwise.
Can you make him older?
Spare me your sentimental nonsense. I gave these ponies real friendship, and they could never have otherwise.
Can you make him sound like a baby?
I can't do that.
Just try it.
Try.
Just try it out.
Give it a shot.
Try it.
Okay.
Sentimental nonsense. I gave these ponies real friendship they could never have otherwise.
What do you mean you can't do a baby? That was perfect.
You know what though? After you did all of those, I like the way that you did it first. Can you do the way that you did it first again?
So, second line.
Yep. The second one.
Spare me your sentimental nonsense. I gave these ponies real friendship that they could never have otherwise.
Very good. All right. So the point of that exercise is sometimes, especially if you're doing a live audition, you're going to get a director that's like, can you go higher? Can you go lower? Can you do this accent? Can you do that accent? And you've got to be able to change it really, really quickly. And then they're probably going to say afterwards, I like the way that you did it the first time. Can you repeat that? And you're gonna have to remember what you did.
So basically, the whole point of this whole exercise is there's no one way to audition. You just have to know the basics of audition etiquette, being able to be flexible, and just go out there and have fun, honestly.
Yeah, because if you're not having fun, then what's the point?
Exactly.
All right, so I think we're gonna start doing Q&A. If you guys had any questions for us, do we want to put the line like right
Yeah,
there?
sure. This aisle right over here.
This aisle, yeah. If you had any questions.
Yeah.
About voice acting, about we could answer questions about ponies, I guess. So, anything that you want to ask.
Stupid questions are welcome too.
Stupid questions are always. I did. That's okay.
All right.
Hi. Let's go ahead. Hi.
So my question is, what are some of the craziest or silliest things you've ever done while recording your voices?
What's the rating of this panel again?
Down wild.
G-rated.
Yeah.
I will toss this question too.
So one time I was recording lines for a Discord thing, and it was like really evil Discord, like evil laugh at the top of my lungs, screaming all the time. And I recorded that in my car, and my car at the time was in a public parking lot. There was a guy sitting in the car next to me going, I'm like, love you too.
So I was recording for for Fighting His Magic for the first time, and I was in college back then, and I had my little tiny USB mic. The only way that I could get it to really not put out any bad audio, like reverb or echo or anything like that, was to put it kind of in my bedroom under the cover and stand up next to it. Luckily, I had a bunk bed, so I could stand. But I was doing all the hit noises. You know, when Twilight Sparkle was getting hit. And I heard a knock on my door like 5 minutes later, and it was my RA. And she had come to inspect the room and make sure that nobody was in there trying to hurt me. She thought that like I had somebody in there actually hitting me. So that was fun.
That's the mark of a good voice actor.
What was the craziest or most ridiculous thing that's happened while you voice act?
Craziest or most ridiculous thing? PG, thank you for that reminder. I need that reminder. You have not heard the things that I have said at panels that she has almost killed me for. Come at me, Brony.
So anyways,
I used to sing in the car. I realized at one point while I was practicing song that I had accidentally rolled down the window at a stoplight, and this family of children next to me was just like, I love you too.
Mine's not really funny, it's more upsetting. I was recording Shining Armor for something, and my microphone, unbeknownst to me, was on its last legs. I don't actually to this day don't know what's wrong with it, or what was wrong with it. I was doing my last line, it was like Twilight something, and then it just, whip, stopped. Like, it was my last take, my last line, and then the microphone was like, all right, I'm done, and that was it. The microphone was done right when I finished. So it worked out, but then I was out of work for about a month while trying to buy a new microphone. Yeah, so it hurt my feelings.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, so I do fan voice acting as well, and it's pretty fun. I just got into it this year. I do apple bloom and stuff. So, I want to talk about my this voice acting career that I do, but it's also very nerve-wracking for me as I get really shaky and nervous, and I don't really know why. Do you have any advice for getting nervous?
Honestly, just keep doing it. Just keep doing it over and over again. Like, everybody has stage fright the first time they go up, like maybe on a theater show or something, but the more you do it, the more routine it's gonna become. Like, it's gonna be like going downstairs to get breakfast. Like, it's just gonna happen all the time, so it's not gonna be nerve-wracking anymore.
That doesn't work as well as you think.
Imagine the microphone is naked.
I mean, yeah, it's just something that all actors deal with, being nervous, especially, like you said, when you're just starting out. I mean, I know that I still have anxiety if it's a role that I really want. I know I get anxiety over recording the audition for it because I get really just perfectionist and obsessive about it.
But if you want to make this a career, you know, it's nerve-wracking, I understand that. When you do it in a booth for the first time, like in an actual studio, there are people watching you very, very closely. And it's still, I mean, the times I've done it, it's extremely nerve-wracking, but like I said, you do it enough and manage to block them out a little bit, not completely obviously, so you can get direction, but it takes time. Like maybe, what, how many years?
I mean, I've been voice acting since I was like 16, so that's, I'm old, for 9 years. I mean, I still remember the first time I went into a booth, and the first like professional booth that I ever did was an ADR audition. And for those who don't know what an ADR audition is, it's matching for dub. So it's the lip flaps. So they give you 3 beeps, and on the 4th beep, you have to start talking. And they don't, give you really too much of a practice run. So I'm sitting there in this booth, and all of the directors are staring at me, and I just hear beep, 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 and I froze up the first time. Couldn't do it. So it took me a couple times. It's just something you're gonna get used to.
You'll get there.
You'll get there.
It just takes time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It happens to everybody.
Hi. I myself am like interested in doing voice acting, like online and doing fan stuff and maybe even like professional stuff. And I was just wondering how like you could supposedly like get into the business.
So getting into like the fan business or like the pro business?
Either, I mean both.
Okay, honestly, like for both of them, the best advice I can give is just audition for everything. Like go out and find stuff on Voice Acting Alliance, on YouTube, on Newgrounds, wherever. Just go out and find stuff, audition for absolutely everything. There is nothing too stupid for you to audition for because you have to build up a career.
Yeah.
Half of this business is knowing people.
Yes.
And the more you audition, the more they'll recognize you. I used to work for Disney down in Orlando. And so did Rev.
And I still
and she still works there. And my first maybe 6 or 7 auditions there, they did not care at all. They were like, that's nice, bye. But after about a year of auditioning, they were like, okay, I kind of remember this guy now. And then that led to me getting an equity gig. And you know, they need familiarity because they're more likely to hire someone they know, and they're like, oh, I'm comfortable with that person, than someone who's a complete stranger. Unless you were like, just so talented that like they're like stars around. Which it could happen, I don't know. I don't know how talented you are. You're probably very talented. But it's a roll the dice, usually. It is. But yeah, so like you said, audition everywhere you can. And after, when you're done doing like, just like fan stuff or whatever, go to places like Voices 1, 2, 3,
I use voices.com for my paid stuff, a lot of my paid stuff.
Casting call.
Yeah, casting call.
There's a lot of ways. The great thing about technology these days is that you can make this a career out of your home. It takes a lot of work, even more than doing it in a studio, but it's
a lot of money.
And a lot of money, but it's doable. Like these days, but you have to have like the drive to do it, and you have to realize that you have to be social. I know that's a problem because I hate being social with people sometimes. You got to be social, you got to be likable, and you got to just keep putting yourself out there.
And you got to have really thick skin.
Yes.
Because you are not going to get 99% of the jobs that you try out for.
Like Tara Strong, all those people, even they get 1 out of every like 25 auditions. Yeah. We get 1 out of every like million. So.
And it's not because you're not good, it's
Right.
just because it's not what they were looking for.
Yeah.
One of my instructors told me back before the year 2000, there were 700 active voice actors in California. That's a very small pool for that type of work. Now, there are 40,000 active voice actors in California. So, competition's gone up, but you can still do it, as long as you can try. Yeah.
Hi, I was just wondering, when it comes to shouting like on the top of your lungs, how can you sound that without speaking like this? Sorry.
So how do you? Okay, good question. Very good question. So if you're recording yourself, you'll want to set the microphone input level very low. Audacity, you can just do that as a little click thing, drag thing. If that doesn't work, you can back up like a little bit. You don't want to back up too far, otherwise the reverb is going to get into your take. Yeah, there's only so many things you can do.
Especially with a home booth.
Especially with a home booth.
And then if you have an XLR mic, it's a little easier to adjust your levels on that, isn't it? So,
Through an audio.
Yeah, through an audio interface.
But like that rule we told you like a little while ago, like 12 inches if you're going to scream, or sometimes if you're singing loudly too.
Sometimes.
But yeah, the rule of thumb, 6 for speaking, 12 for screaming. And then what you said, volume, the gain.
Lower the gain. Actually,
cars are pretty good for that.
Yeah, cars are great place to
fantastic.
record.
Yeah, you just have to be like fairly close to the mic for it to not sound like garbage.
Yep.
But anyway.
Hi.
All right. So my question is, well, you see, I'm no stranger to the stage. I've performed on stage in plays, musicals, talent shows, I rap and act, sing, all that fun stuff. And voice acting isn't a field that I have really touched much of. And I want to know, what advice would you give someone who has prior experience in other aspects of performing, but not any, with little to no experience in voice acting?
Okay. I'm actually in a similar vein you are. I started off doing theater. Did live performance for 6-7 years. You can transition pretty easily, especially because when you're on stage, you're very emotive with your hands and everything, and you don't want to move too much into it because like he said, you'll move away from the mic and stuff. But that energy can really help you with performance. Because I mean, if you're a stage actor, all your performance comes from movement and just being very bombastic, and you kind of have to do that even more with voiceover because you're only doing this is all they hear. They can't see your hands or anything. So you have to get used to being heard and not so much being seen. And it's not a horrible transition, but it's kind of weird because you're used to like an audience and people like, oh, applause, and you're like, here's my line, and they're like, all right, that's it. So it's not impossible. It's just tough.
Yeah, you pretty much nailed it on the head. You having that theater is really going to help with your voice acting. Now it's just time for you to look into your own vocal range with that and see what you can come up with that doesn't involve moving around, waving your hands all over the place.
Well, you can wave your hands.
You can wave your hands, yeah. I mean, but you're
just
not
don't hit the microphone.
And don't wear jewelry or anything in the booth.
Yeah,
if
don't
you're
wear
moving, it's like flat, they're like, stop it, and like, don't make it take. Or they're just, one of those.
And no leather or anything that's gonna crinkle around.
There you go, you're good.
Hello.
Hi.
So I was wondering, for you guys who do 2 roles, have you ever had those 2 roles share a scene? And if you have no time to do them separately, how do you recommend doing them both at the same time? Like, how do you keep going back and forth?
Oh.
You want to take a little, like, a second or so in between, like, the lines, because I can do a character like this and then do a character like this, but when you're listening to the recording, it sounds like one person is trying to do both at the same time. I personally like to do one character and then do the other character. If I can't do that, actually playing off myself helps me a lot with the acting aspect. Just take like a brief pause in between the different characters.
That's kind of the nice thing about voiceover is that you can take that breather to kind of switch your mindset to the next character. Sometimes you don't have a lot of time, but it really is a practice thing. Like just being able to make that switch between, like, I'm trying to think of a good example. Who here has played Overwatch? Okay.
Overwatch.
It's a game. Like, it's just 2 character example. Junkrat is the Australian explosive to like, ladies and gentlemen, stall your engines! And then you switch to the cowboy character in Creed. Like, dead or alive, you're coming with me. Like, see, it's a kind of a weird transition, but the more you practice, it becomes easier. Really, it just comes down to acting and practicing that.
Yep. To make sure we get through as many as possible in the little time we have left, we're going to try and answer a little more quickly. Yeah.
Okay, so I was wondering about like accents, because like I really like to do accents, and like when I'm watching TV or something and I see an accent, I can pretty much like redo it like the same line the same way, but trying to come up with my own phrases and stuff, I have like trouble with. Do you have any advice for that?
So there is a fantastic resource on the internet. It's called IDEA. It's like the International Dialects of English Association or something like that. Just look that up on the internet. It has every single accent in the English language. And it's actual people who actually have those accents. So you just listen to them like on repeat, notice how they say certain words, and that's really a fantastic way to learn how to do accents.
And then in terms of making your own phrases for those, I mean, you do have to kind of write, but you can look at different like TV shows and things that you like, and you can kind of figure out character-wise, like if you want to do a high-pitched character with a French accent, you can watch, I don't know, Beauty and the Beast, and you can see what they're saying, and then you can kind of adjust and make a new one from that. So that's a good way to do it.
There's no shame in speaking over characters who are already speaking to learn. Like that, I actually learned how to do Russian accents from a game called Metro 2033. Very good game. Because a lot of it is, once again, practice. Like I said, like I really wish I didn't have that canned response ready each time, but it's the truth.
It is.
And that resource that he gave me was fantastic. So check that out.
IDEA, idea. Just look that up.
Hi. So first off, love what you guys do. Thanks for doing it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Say a writer has a story and they really want voices for their story, but they don't really have a lot of experience with like directing and voices and stuff. What advice would you give? What do they need?
Are you? Hold on, sorry. I think I misunderstood. Are you talking about just directing actors or casting?
Mainly directing, I guess, but
Directing?
a little both.
Okay.
I've been having to direct one of our cartoons that we're making now a little bit more. But the nice thing is if you are looking at things like Voice Acting Alliance and casting from there, you can put on your audition that you want the ABC take. You want the take 3 different ways. Then the actor, if they're a good actor, will give you those takes in those different ways, and that will kind of help shape how you think the line should be said, and then you can just direct them from that. So like if I'm directing him and I want him to give me a line that sounds crazy upset, he's gonna give me a line that sounds like crying, and he's gonna give me a line that sounds like angry. I pick which one I like better, which I think is closest to what it sounds like in my head, and trust my gut in my head and what I think it's gonna sound like. And I have him say the line over and over again in different ways, and I'm like, okay, do it a little less angry, do it more irritated. You think about those adjectives in your head, and slowly it'll shape into what you want.
A lot of it's just gut instinct. Like, what do you want as a director? I mean, because you're the boss. Like, you basically own the actors. Like, I mean, it's good to take advice from actors who are experienced, especially if you're new to it, like new to the whole thing. But you have to rely on like what you want, like the most. You have to be confident in what your vision is, how you want it to be portrayed by the actors, and really just being around the performers in general will help, because I want to say seeing performers actually perform is good. But voiceover is a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Watch lots of cartoons.
Watch lots of cartoons,
Yeah.
and then you'll kind of get what you want.
And pay your actors.
Yes.
Even if it's just a little bit.
Okay.
Voice actors will cling to money.
One thing I will add in, if you're going to do a project and you are not planning on paying your actors, say that up front. Be like, this is a project for fun, or because it's something I want to do on my own. You know, tell them. Please tell them, because I've done projects where I'm like, okay, why are we getting paid? Okay, like, and they don't say anything until the end. They're like, okay, we're not paying you. I'm like, neat. So I just work for free. Awesome.
You're welcome. I know we are out of time, but we are going to be outside. So if you guys didn't get your questions answered, we will answer your questions outside. I'm sorry we ran out of time.